story starts in shame, but God still calls you to greatness. Today on the Harvest Focus, we journey into the raw, redemptive story of Jephthah, a man rejected by his family, born from scandal, and branded by society. But when crisis hit Israel, the same people who cast him out came running back for help. This isn't just an Old Testament drama. It's a wake-up call for anyone who's ever felt disqualified, discarded, or overlooked. And it's a sobering reminder about the vows we make to God and what it costs to keep them. From pain to purpose, from rejection to responsibility. This is the Son of Shame. Before we get to our podcast notes for the main message today, I want to remind you, if you are in the West Tennessee area, particularly Jackson, Humboldt area, I would love for you to come and be with us for a service at Harvest Church Humboldt. If you're looking for a home church, I believe you found it. Come be with us. We are located at 3401 Bledsoe Road in Humboldt, Tennessee, conveniently off the Highway 45 bypass as you come into town. We have Sunday morning worship at 10 a.m., Sunday evening corporate prayer at 4, Focus prayer at 4:40, student check-in at 4:45, Sunday school and Bible study time at 5 p.m. this Sunday night. And then on Monday night, Celebrate Recovery. Those struggling with addictions, you can get some help. It's down at the Helping Hand at 7 p.m. on Monday night, and that is with Brother Michael Green from our church. Family prayer is Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Wednesday night is Midweek Refresh at 7 as well. Thursday morning, ladies' prayer is at 10 a.m., and then on Saturday morning, we have a Ladies' Day. Sister Melanie Whitley is going to be speaking to our ladies on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. If you want to know more about our church, go to the website, harvesthumboldt.com. Coming up next, the Son of Shame. I'm going to read a passage of Scripture. I haven't done this in a little while on the podcast. I want to read a passage of Scripture so you can understand the context and then pull some things quickly out of this story. I'm going to call this the Son of Shame. Let's read from Judges chapter 11, reading from the New King James, verses 30 through 31, and then skipping down to verses 34 and 35. And Jephthah made a vow to the Lord and said, "If you will indeed deliver the people of Ammon into my hands, then it will be that whatever comes out of the doors of my house to meet me shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up as a burnt offering." Skipping down to verse 34, when Jephthah came to his house at Mizpah, there was his daughter coming out to meet him. And he tore his clothes and said, "Alas, my daughter, you have brought me very low. I have given my word to the Lord, and I cannot go back on it." There's something sacred about a promise, especially a promise that is made to God. It's easy to speak bold words in moments of emotion, but when the dust settles, when the sacrifice is staring us in the face, will we keep our word? Today, I want to bring you into one of the most intense, emotionally charged, and misunderstood stories of the Old Testament, the story of Jephthah, a man whose very name meant rejection, whose identity was marked by shame, and yet a man that God raised up. This is the story of the Son of Shame. Let's walk this journey and see what it says about God, grace, grit, and keeping your word. Jephthah didn't ask for the life he was given. His story began with rejection. His father was unfaithful. His mother was a prostitute. His siblings wanted nothing to do with him. And society had branded him a mistake before really he ever had a chance. And maybe you have felt like that. I may be speaking to someone today on this podcast that you were born into dysfunction. The pain that you experience right now started before you could even spell the word pain. You've spent your life picking up pieces of decisions that you yourself didn't even make. And yet here is the truth. God does his best work in broken places. Psalms chapter 147 and verse 3 says, "He heals the brokenhearted and he binds up their wounds." And so I want to say from this story today, you do not have to let your past define your purpose. Do you hear me today? You do not have to let your past define your purpose. Jephthah had every reason to become bitter, but you know the old adage, you've got the choice to be bitter or better, and he really did choose something better. And I want to challenge you listening to this. You may have been born into brokenness, but you can choose something better. And so Jephthah, he had shame there from the very beginning. He knew what it was like to feel rejection. I want to encourage you as our listeners today, don't waste your wilderness. He used that rejection that pushed him out, that helped him rise up. Jephthah's half-brothers kicked him out. They disinherited him. They humiliated him. And he ran to the wilderness, to a place called Tob. But instead of sulking, he really started training. He built his strength. He developed leadership. He became a warrior. So I want to tell somebody today, don't waste your Tob season. Your wilderness might just be your training ground as well. When no one is watching, God is preparing. And what you're developing in obscurity, God will use out in the open. And so years later, when Israel was under attack, guess who they called? Yeah, the very man that they had rejected. They said, come lead us, fight for us, save us. And the same voices that once said you don't belong were now saying we need you. And Jephthah could have said, you didn't want me before. You can't have me now, or you really don't want me now. But instead, he forgave. He let their rejection push him out to a place where he would rise up. And there was a call that went forth from him to be the outcast, moved into being a leader. And I want to say this today, that God can promote you. And when God does, don't use your platform for revenge, but use it for redemption. Hebrews 12:15 says, see to it that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. So let God heal you so deeply that you can help the people who hurt you. And then before the battle, Jephthah prays a very bold prayer. Lord, if you give me victory, I'm going to give you the first thing that comes out of my house. It was a dangerous promise. It's what we call Jephthah's vow. Was it rash? Yes. Was it passionate? Absolutely. Was it sincere? Without question. The battle ends. Victory is won. Israel celebrates. And as Jephthah walks home, or he arrives home, his daughter comes out the front door. His only child. She's dancing, rejoicing, singing a welcome home song. And Jephthah breaks. You've brought me low, young lady. I've given my word to the Lord, and I can't take it back. How much do our words mean to us? Are we flippant with our promises? Have we forgotten the pledges that we have made to the Lord? Have we kept our vows to the Lord, our marriage vows, our financial vows, our spiritual commitments? Ecclesiastes 5, I'll read from the New Living Translation today, verses 4 and 5 says, when you make a promise to God, don't delay in following through. It's better to say nothing than to make a promise and not keep it. We don't know the full extent of what Jephthah did with his daughter, whether she was sacrificed literally or dedicated to temple service for life, but we do know this. Jephthah didn't run. He didn't hide. He didn't excuse. He stood by his word, even when it hurt, even when it broke his heart. Faithfulness is not tested in convenience. It's proven in the fire. And a promise kept in pain will carry more weight than 1,000 made in comfort. Jephthah's name is forever written in Hebrews 11, the Hall of Faith. So I want to bring this home today. It's going to be a little shorter episode because it's a little heavier topic. You may be the son or the daughter of shame today, but God can write a new legacy. You may have been cast out, but God is calling you to step up. You may have made vows to God in seasons of desperation. Don't forget them. Let today be a reset. Go back and remember the promises you've made at an altar, maybe in a hospital room, a moment where you hit rock bottom, in a moment of spiritual clarity. And that may be where you are today. you don't have to stay where you are. You can step up and fulfill those promises. And I can promise you, God is going to do something miraculous in your life. God is going to bring something good out of such a bitter moment in your life. Today we stood by a man whose life began in rejection but ended in redemption. Jephthah's story is a testimony to the truth that your past doesn't disqualify you, but your response to God's call defines you. He was the son of shame, but he became a man of his word. He was cast out, but he led his nation to victory. And when it came time to honor the vow he made to God, he didn't run, he didn't hide. He simply said, I've opened my mouth to the Lord, and I cannot go back. The question we leave with you today is this: what have you promised God, and have you kept it? Thanks for joining us on The Harvest Focus. If this message stirred something in your heart, take a moment, pray, reflect, and recommit. God still writes beautiful stories from broken beginnings. Until next time, stay focused. The harvest is coming.